everyone, welcome back to Simple Pharma Basics. This is Aarti. Friends, like as all of us know, बहुत कम टाइम बचा है आपके जीपैट एग्जाम के लिए, जीपैट 2023 के लिए. एंड स्पेशली वो लोग जो 23 में जीपैट देने वाले हैं, दे आर ट्रिमेंडसली स्ट्रेस्ड आउट. तो बहुत ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस है, उनको टेंशन है कि पता नहीं कैसे होगा, क्या होगा एग्जाम में, क्या होगा, हमारा रैंक क्या आएगा, स्कोर क्या आएगा, बहुत सारी चीज़ें कैसे मैनेज करेंगे, चीज़ें कैसे याद रखेंगे. बिकॉज ये बहुत बड़ा क्वेश्चन आता है मेरे पास कि मैम हम पढ़ तो इतना सारा रहे हैं लेकिन मैनेज ही नहीं हो रहा, पता ही नहीं कि कैसे याद रखना है. तो डोंट वरी, आई एम हियर टू हेल्प यू गाइज. आई हैव अरेंज दिस वन मोर इंटरव्यू विद द जीपैट एंड नाइपर टॉपर. इसके पहले भी मैंने बहुत सारे जीपैट और नाइपर टॉपर्स के इंटरव्यू लिए हैं. इसके पहले मैंने इंटरव्यू लिया था ऋषभ शाह का, who has secured All India Rank 2 in NIPER JEE and All India Rank 5 in GPAT exam. तो उनका अगर वीडियो आपने अभी तक नहीं देखा है तो उनका भी मैं वीडियो की लिंक, जो इंटरव्यू की लिंक है उसको डिस्क्रिप्शन में दे दूंगी, वो भी आप बाद में दे सकते हो. बट दिस वीडियो इज द इंटरव्यू वीडियो ऑफ जीपैट ऑल इंडिया रैंक 4 एंड नाइपर JEE ऑल इंडिया रैंक 1 होल्डर, दैट इज रेहान आफ्ताब. यस, यू हर्ड राइट. आई हैव इंटरव्यूड नाइपर AIR rank 1. Rehan have done his B.Pharm from Bombay College of Pharmacy, that is one of the premium institute in India which is situated in Mumbai, and right now he is doing his MS in medicinal chemistry from NIPER Mohali. And आई हैव कॉन्टेक्टेड हिम एंड आई हैव इन्वाइटेड हिम, और एक ही बार इन्विटेशन में वो रेडी हो गए बिकॉज ही इज़ मोर देन हैप्पी टू हेल्प यू गाइज. एंड यू नो वॉट, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मेरे चैनल की ग्रोथ मैं इस चीज़ से मेजर करती हूँ कि कितने हाई लेवल या कितने बेटर पर्सनस को मैं अपने चैनल पे इनवाइट कर पा रही हूँ टू प्रोवाइड यू द इंफॉर्मेशन, लाइक वॉट एवर द इंफॉर्मेशन दे हैव दे कैन प्रोवाइड यू. सो दिस इज़ द वन ऑफ द मेजरमेंट क्राइटेरिया फॉर मी टू मेजर द growth that I am making in my channel. And I hope, and not only hope, I am damn sure that this interview is gonna help you a lot, and इससे आपको थोड़ा कॉन्फिडेंस भी आएगा. जो लोग सोचते हैं कि लाइक उनकी अभी इतनी ज़्यादा प्रिपरेशन नहीं हुई है, तो आप, आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट कि आप इस वीडियो को पूरा एंड तक देखो ताकि आपका जो ये डाउट है ये भी सॉल्व हो जाए कि आपकी प्रिपरेशन हुई है नहीं हुई है. इसके बाद में जो एक डाउट रहता है कि लाइक हम लोग कैसे याद रखें चीज़ों को, हमको चीज़ें याद नहीं होती है, हम कितना भी पढ़े तो हमको याद नहीं रहता है. तो ये सारी चीज़ों को रेहान ने बहुत अच्छे से डिस्कस किया है वीडियो के आगे तक. तो I would request you to watch this video till the end so that you will get the most and most insights of this video. In case if you are new to my channel and haven't subscribed to the channel yet, so please subscribe कर दो channel को, and also turn on the notification icon, notification bell, so that you will never miss any update in the future from my channel. And also अगर आपको ये वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगता है तो प्लीज़ 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 इसको जीपैट एस्पिरेंट्स के साथ में, आपके जूनियर्स सीनियर्स जो भी विलिंग है जीपैट एग्जाम देने के लिए, उनके साथ में शेयर करो. सो विदाउट फर्दर डिले, लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड. Okay, so hi Rehan, welcome to my channel, and I'm really very grateful to you that आपने time निकाला students के लिए, because you know what, अभी बहुत कम time बचा है, तो students are really very confused कि like what they should do and what they should not. So इस time पे अगर like topper का interview हो जाता है, आपके जैसे किसी topper का interview हो जाता है, तो it is really very good for them. So thanks a lot for coming on my channel and giving your valuable time to my students. सो रेहान, मैं चाहूंगी कि वैसे तो मैंने आपका इंट्रोडक्शन दिया है ऑलरेडी, बट मैं चाहूंगी कि आप भी अपने बारे में थोड़ा सा पहले स्टूडेंट्स को बताओ.
Okay. Thank you so much, Aarti, for having me here. I'm really grateful to have a senior like you. Basically, if you, I just want to give my introduction. It is like I have done my bachelor's of pharmacy from Bombay College of Pharmacy in Mumbai. Currently, I am in NIPER Mohali, and I'm studying in the Department of Medicinal Chemistry.
Okay. So Rehan, I want to ask you, like, why did you decided that you want to do GPAT, you want to study for GPAT, and when did you decided that you should start the preparation for GPAT?
Okay. So I decided to study for GPAT because of my seniors who have been here in NIPER. I'm very
Okay.
grateful to them as well that they gave me a perfect motivation. They gave me a perfect direction to study for the same thing. I had seen them working for this exam. I had seen them working for NIPER. and I knew that NIPER was a place where I would like to do my masters. So that was my motivation, my seniors, as well as something that I wanted to do in this field, like research. And I know that NIPER was the only place where I could do it with my whole heart. So that was my whole motivation.
Okay, that's great. And when did you started preparing for GPAT?
Actually, I started preparing for GPAT in my second year, half of the second year or beginning of the third year. It was an apt time for starting the preparation as we have cleared our basics and the new subject, that are the core subjects, start in that year. So I started from there.
Okay, so what do you think? Like, if any of your junior from any of the college wants to start preparing for GPAT, what you would like to suggest them that like when they should start preparing for GPAT?
Okay. In my opinion, they should start studying their basics from first year itself, because this year's GPAT, our year's GPAT was like they had focused basically and more on the basics which were taught in our first year and second year. So
Hmm.
I would suggest them not to neglect those two crucial years which are very important for studying the core subject which are later in the coursework. So it is better to start from first year, not with the purview of giving the GPAT exam, but I would suggest that start reading books, start reading stuffs and reference books which are later helpful for the later stages.
Yeah, like you mean to say that if someone wants to go for GPAT in their future, they should start building their foundation in the first year itself. Like they should
Definitely.
start focusing and they should start clearing their basics and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, Rehan. So my next question to you is this: like, students are many times students are in dilemma, like whether they should join any coaching or whether they should prepare by themselves only. So, what's the answer in your opinion? Whether you had joined any coaching or not?
Okay. I'll be very frank here. I was a person who has not joined any coaching. I used every material which every coaching provided for free. So there are a lot of coaching classes, lot of apps which give you tests, which give you test series, which give you booklets, which are free of cost. It is available on their website.
Hmm.
तो मेरा कहने का मतलब ये है कि जहाँ से नॉलेज मिलती है वहां से गैदर कर लो, जितना हो सकता है उतना, जितना नॉलेज आपके पास रख सकते हो उतना रखो, एंड कीप रिपीटिंग एंड रीडिंग दोस थिंग्स अगेन एंड अगेन. It is enough. No classes are needed. Self study is enough for doing any amount of preparation and cracking any exam.
That's great. That means you have prepared everything by your own only.
Yes.
That's the big thing because you have achieved like GPAT, AIR 4 and NIPER All India Rank 1, and that's like very big thing that you have done everything on your own itself. So I think you are like a very big inspiration for those who don't want to join any coaching and who want to do it by yourself. So what do you think? Like which things helped you in preparing for GPAT by yourself only?
I would give a big shout out to my college teachers who have been a great inspiration. My principal, that is
Yeah.
Krishna here, sir, and rest of the faculty in my college, who had always pushed us apart from our boundaries. They told us that your limits are not here. You are made for something good, something great. So that was something that helped me throughout the process, as well as the COVID pandemic, which was, I know it was a disgusting phase for most of them, but it gave lot of us a immense amount of time to study. So if you utilize that time, that is well and good. But now, as of now, the students who are doing regular colleges, they are facing the problem of that they do not have that much time. So you
Yeah.
need to have that balance between work, and you need to have that balance between self study, and that is something that has motivated me and that will motivate the rest of the students.
Okay, so I would like to move to your preparation strategy. Like, how did you prepare, and what was your strategy for preparing for GPAT?
Okay, I just say one thing. Prepare self notes. That is more than enough. Read as much as reference books as you can. Try to gather information from YouTube. Generally, for subjects like organic chemistry and pharmaceutics, there is a lot of information available on YouTube. There is a lot of information that is present in the reference book, which is very hard to find. So you can get it easily on YouTube and stuff like that. So it is better you broaden your horizon and see wherever the knowledge is available and start making notes. First and foremost thing is first clear your basics from first and second year. Second thing is start making your own notes. So it helps you a
Okay.
lot at the later stage when the exams are when the exams are near. So it would help you in finding information which is difficult to find in the reference books.
Yeah, okay. Rehan, like what I have observed, and then according to my experience also, because I took GPAT in 2020 and I qualified it at that time. And what I feel is this, like test series plays very important role. Test series or mock test or previous year question papers play very, very important role in your preparation. So what's your perspective in that
Uh,
way? And how did you prepared for tests?
That is definitely correct. Test series helped me a lot. As I've told that I had gathered all the tests that were available, all the tests that are free, all the tests that are not free. Sometimes you need to join certain classes, you need to find certain crash courses which provide this test series. There are certain books like Pearson and Inamdar, which are like Bible for us. So these are the books that I had solved. There are a lot of test series that I had solved, which gave me a perspective that there are a lot of questions that you do not encounter while you're studying. So when you have these questions at your hand, you'll understand that the concept can be applied in that particular manner while solving a question. So it was very helpful in applying those concepts there. So solving as many tests as you can is very crucial while building that entire process in for the GPAT exam.
I like just like I used to suggest in my various videos, like you can prefer Inamdar or Piyush or Pearson to solve the previous year. Especially for previous year question papers, you can prefer Inamdar because there they have given the explanation also, which is very crucial for any kind of preparation. So yeah, that's the strategy that can be used to solve any test series or mock test. Okay, so Rehan, the next question is this: what were your study hours? Like many time I received this question, like ma'am, for how many hours we should study? Ma'am, कितने hours के लिए हमने पढ़ना चाहिए? Ma'am, क्या basic necessary है? हमने कितने hours के लिए पढ़ना चाहिए? So, what do you think? Like, is there any ideal duration that you think one should study for?
Okay, I have told this a lot of times and I'll tell this again. It is not the hours that will decide how much you should study or how much your studies have happened. It is the quality of the study that matters. And I'll still say, I got a lot of time to study, but someone who does not get the time, I'll suggest that if you study for at least 1 or 2 hours, that is enough. But that study should be enough that once you have studied it, you should not forget it until the exam has been over. So the quality matters. It is not the hours that matters. That is something I would like to say.
Okay. Rehan, just like as you have mentioned about Pearson, Piyush, Inamdar. So, what are the other books that you have used, especially for any particular subject, like for ecology, we say KD Tripathi. So, can you suggest some of the books that you have used?
Okay, so for Ecology, there is only one book that I have used, that is KD Tripathi. A lot of people have used Sparsh, Gargan Gupta, and Sparsh. Like there are a lot of books, but I have not read them, so I won't be able to talk about them. There have been books like Kokate for cognosy, pharmacognosy. I have read Foe for medicinal chemistry, which is an amazing book. I have read Vogel for analysis, which I like the most. The language is better, so you can read Vogel for your NMR and spectroscopy. Pavia is
Hmm.
also good for spectroscopy, which is used for our masters as well. So there are a lot of books like this. For pharmaceutics, you can use Lackman, but Lackman is a very bulky book, so you need to jot
Yeah,
down things from Lackman. For biopharmaceutics, a subject that you have to use one and only one book, that is Brahmankar. No other book is
Ramankar.
necessary, and it gives enough knowledge for the exams. And I guess that is up. And the minor subjects can be done via your booklets or your college preparation. That would be enough for the minor subjects.
Okay, that's great. Rehan, I would like to request you to throw some light on how to prepare for medicinal chemistry. Like this is the some one kind of subject that most students are worried about. Medicinal chemistry and organic chemistry. These are the two subjects which are very dangerous for students. So, would you like to tell something about this?
Okay, so I'll talk about medicinal chemistry as well as pharmacology because I had done those subjects in tandem. I had made notes about pharmacology and medicinal chemistry in combination. It was like I used to study the entire chapter from
Hmm.
Tripartite. I used to study the entire chapter from 4A, and I used to combine both the things. Where I used to combine the classification, the pharmacokinetics, pharmacodynamics, and stuff like that, which was available in KD Tripartite, and the pharmacophoric characteristics, just like the structure activity relationship and all the stuff that is present in 4A regarding the same class of the drugs into one book. And I then used to combine both of them and I made notes in that way. So I would suggest, while if you are preparing for medicinal chemistry, prepare it with pharmacology, it would be better for you. And regarding organic chemistry, I had used Morrison and Boyd, which is an amazing book. But if you want to really study organic chemistry, I would suggest YouTube is the best place to study organic chemistry because there are a lot of concepts that gets cleared when you just type something on YouTube and all the answers are available.
Yeah, that's correct. So, okay, so like as you have mentioned about the COVID phase, the COVID phase, like it was one of the advantage for those who were appearing for GPAT at that time. But the students who are supposed to appear at this time and they now they have to they have to manage their college studies along with the GPAT studies. So, what will be your suggestion for this? Like how they can manage both the studies?
Uh, I would be the least preferred person to answer this question, but still, I will say that there are a lot of people like you as well as your seniors who have
Yeah.
cracked this exam while continuing their college. So I don't think it is something that is not possible. You just have to manage your time. You just have to know and prioritize your things. Where I understand this, it is your final or the last penultimate semester of your college, but I understand that that is something that you need to prioritize on your own, where you need to give your time, where you need to study hard, and where you need to sometimes neglect. That happens in college because that is not the final destination that you want to be with.
Yeah. Actually, at my time also, when I appeared for GPA 2020, it was not the pandemic time, and we have prepared for the GPAT along with our college studies only. So at that time also, and I have suggested student many times like how they can manage their college studies along with the GPAT studies. So if you want to do, so you can do. वो कहते हैं ना जहाँ चाह है वहाँ राह है. So yeah, you
Definitely.
can do that also. Yeah. Okay. Rehan, many students ask this question, like only 2 or 3 months are remaining for GPAT exam. So they ask whether this time is sufficient to crack GPAT or not. So what do you think? Like this limited time is sufficient to crack the GPAT or to obtain any good rank?
I would suggest it is more than enough a time to crack GPAT. I have seen people who have cracked this exam in 1 month. I've seen people who had not studied for the entire 4 years and still cracked the exam because the only thing that is required for his exam is that you need to have a good foundation, good basic knowledge about the entire pharmacy field, entire coursework that you have studied for the 4 years. The 8th semester that you have studied will be there in that 125 questions that are present in the GPAT exam. So I would say that in the last 2 3 months, focus on the basics. Try to read Pearson and Inamdar as much as possible. Don't run behind reference books now because the time is not enough to study and jot down notes from your reference notes. So it is better study from the books that are providing you knowledge in a short manner. Have some books like Fast Track, have some books like Pearson and Inamdar so that they can give you information in one place.
Yeah, but I would like to add one thing here. Like, as you are from the Bombay College of Pharmacy, which is one of the premium institute in India, so if the person who is watching this video is not from such a college, like this is just kind of advice for them. If they don't have that kind of resources, by which they can clear their basics, so this is not the recommended. Like, if you are a person who is in second year or third year and watching this video, don't be like just rely that I will prepare for GPAT exam when there will be only 2 3 months left for the exam, unless and until you have very good foundation, like Rehan just have mentioned, and unless and until you have very good basic knowledge of all the subjects. So it is very important to clear all your basics before you like, if you want to crack your GPAT in last 2 or 3 months, then also you should have a very good grasp over your all the basics. So this is the important thing. Like, he has also mentioned that you cannot just like you cannot just start from the crash in the last 2 or 3 months if you don't know anything about the field. Okay, so the next doubt from the students is this, like whenever someone in the pressure or whenever someone is in under the stress, they cannot remember the things like whatever they have read, because the syllabus of GPAT is very vast and it is too much volatile. So how to remember the things that they have read?
Okay. So here mnemonics are something that helped me a lot. They can prepare their
Hmm.
own mnemonics if things are not, they are not able to recollect things. But in my case, it was not a problem per se. In my personal opinion, the thing was that I used to forget things in the due course, but practice is what made things easier for me. As much as you practice, as much as you give the test series, that is important because you won't remember, as you have said, that is extremely right, where you won't understand or where you won't remember things after a certain time. So you need to keep studying it, like the subject like pharmaceutics or biopharmaceutics, as well as pharmacology. There are a lot of things to remember. There are a lot of data, there are a lot of facts to remember, so you need to keep revising them again and again, and that is the only thing that will help you in the exam. And if you are giving certain tests, if you are giving certain marks and you are not getting certain marks, it is okay, because if you have your basics cleared, if you have practiced that thing enough number of times, you'll definitely be able to recollect in the final exam.
And many times this thing also happen, and some students, those who have came on my channel to talk about this preparation, many toppers have came before you, so they have also mentioned that many times we think that we have forgotten that thing, we cannot collect the thing. But when you appear for the exam, when you sit to give the actual exam, I don't know why how, but it actually reflects in your mind, and you get the idea of that question automatically, because it is kind of some reflex that you get. So don't worry, if you have read everything well and if you are practicing well, then you will be able to recollect each and everything that you have read before. Okay, so the next thing is that in my perspective, if a student is scoring less, or if student is obtaining not that good rank, the reason behind it can be a less preparation or the negative marking. So what do you think, like how a student can reduce their negative markings?
As I've said earlier, that in mocks, if you are getting less marks, then it is okay, because it tells you that you need to prepare well. In mock, what was my strategy? That my strategy was that I used to solve questions that I didn't know, because I need to understand. There are questions which whether you know it or not, it's a 50-50 chance. So I used to take those chances to understand whether I recollect those answers from my previous tests, from my previous studies. So it helped me a lot. And regarding the negative marking, I would suggest that while you're giving marks, it is okay to have negative marks. It is okay to score less marks. It's not an issue. But when this portion of time comes, when you are in this phase where the exam is just 1 month or 2 months away, then you need to strategize your points, that I need to solve only this much of questions. I need to solve only this much of subjects. Particularly in certain subjects, there are certain questions which you won't be able to solve no matter how much you study, because it is entirely new for you. It is entirely factual. Certain questions from pharmacognosy are there. Certain questions from pharmaceutical chemistry are there, which you have never heard of. It will come in the exam, so you have to be prepared that okay, I don't know these questions and I've never seen them, so I will not solve them. You need to understand that if you just blindly go with the flow and you just solve 125 out of 125, it is a mad thing. So it is better to know where your preparation is. It is better to know what your knowledge is applicable in which question.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true because not every student will be good in every subject. That is the rare scenario where every student will be master in every subject. So you should know your limitations, and this thing will come only and only after the lot of practice and lot of the when you solve the mock test. It will come from there only, the analysis of your mock test, the analysis of your test, and that is the main reason why I always stand, why every topper that come over my channel always suggest these things. Okay, so the next thing is that like very less time is remaining for GPAT exam, so students are under too much stress. Even you know what, before some days I was invited at one of the college near my hometown, and I went there, and when I interacted with the students personally, some of them were just having tears in their eyes, like they were so stressed, so stressed, like just by looking at their face I was able to analyze that how much pressure they are taking for their exam. So what would you like to tell to the students, like what will be your message to the students, how they can cope up with their anxiety?
I did this for my preparation. Spend time with the family and have a good sleep. First of all, do not neglect your sleep while studying. It is one of the most important things while studying, because if you do not have a fresh mind, you will not able to recollect, you will not able to gain that knowledge that you are studying for the exam. It is of no worth no matter how many hours you study. So it is better to have a good sleep. It is better to have some healthy discussion with your family. It is better for your family to know that what you're doing, so that you can talk with them and have the stress reduced. I understand it is a very stressful journey. I understand that those 2.5 years or 1.5 year of your journey for GPAT preparation is something like you are bombarded with things again and again, week by week. So it is okay for that, but at the end you need to realize that where you want to go, what your result is, and how fruitful that result will be. So that is the driving force that helps you to keep the stress out of your life.
Okay, Rehan, like very well said. Like stress management is very important. Otherwise, how much you have, like, no matter how much you have studies, no matter how much you have practiced, or how much you have prepared for your exam, but you cannot manage your calm at the time of your exam, in that 3 hours, whole of your preparation will be wasted. So it's very important to manage your stress levels and anxiety levels. And in the last, I would like to ask you for any tips from your side that you would like to give to your juniors or the students who are preparing for GPAT.
Okay. For the students who are going to appear the exam just after this 2 months, I'll suggest that do not run behind reference books. Do not run behind multiple sources for information. Gather your sources at one place. Keep repeating those things. Study, as I've mentioned earlier, study again via Pearson, via Inamdar. Those are books that are enough for your preparation, and they'll give you enough knowledge regarding the exam. And for the students who are just starting their preparation, who are in the second and third year, I'll suggest them to make notes, self notes. I'll suggest them to use reference books. I'll suggest them that try to solve as many questions as possible. And first of all, before preparing for the exam, I'll suggest them to check the previous year questions, which is one of the most important thing in this entire preparation. It gives you a direction whether to study in the particular direction or not. So that is one of the most important things.
Yeah, that's the important thing. Like before preparing for any exam, not necessary if it is a GPAT or NIPER. Before preparing for any exam, you should know what is the demand of that exam and what that exam is going to ask from you. So for that purpose, you should have the knowledge about the previous year questions, and for that purpose only, you should solve the old question papers. Okay, Rehan, that were the questions about GPAT preparation. Would you like to add some tips for NIPER preparation as well? Because NIPER syllabus is just somewhat additional or somewhat advanced syllabus than GPAT syllabus. So, would you like to give any advice to the students regarding it?
Okay, I'll give this in combination with GPAT as well as NIPER. Something that I have observed in this entire course of two of these exams is that the management syllabus of our PCI course, it is
Hmm.
neglected somehow by the students. But this year for our exam, there were a lot of questions from the management background. So I would suggest the people not only to focus on the general knowledge with respect to NIPER, but also try to study the management syllabus which is already included in the PCI. So that would be because in our exam there were, I guess, approximately 20 to 25 questions from the management thing, and there was not a single question from general knowledge. So the exam, you cannot predict how the exam will be, but I would suggest that have your basics cleared and try to gather all the information regarding the general knowledge part, regarding the management part, as well as from all the other sources that are mentioned and have been coming in the previous year's NIPER exams. That would be better for them.
Yes, exactly. So yes, Rehan, these were all my questions that students wanted to ask from you, and you have answered each and every questions very very nicely and very patiently. And I am damn sure that this interview will be quite helpful for the students. And I am really glad and I'm really grateful to you. I'm thankful to you that you have accepted my invitation and you came here to guide the students. But still, if any student have any kind of question, they will ask me in the comment section, and I will forward that question to you and you can answer them as well. And here I have one announcement for the students. I like, this is not a breaking news, this is already a broken news. I have created one Telegram channel where many people from the NIPER as well are present there, who have just passed out from the NIPER. And it is the free of cost, where you can ask your doubts and your doubts will be solved there. So you can join that Telegram groups, friends, and the link of the Telegram group will be in the description. I am trying to I am trying to add as many as the experienced peoples I can into that group so that they can guide you better. So yeah, the link will be in the description. You can join that Telegram group and you can post your questions there, and you can have the healthy discussion over there. The motto of that group is just to build a healthy competition within yourself only. So you can just start over the video call there without switching on your cameras, and you can just start the discussions there only. So yeah, this was my video. And on the behalf of my audience, on the behalf of my viewers, I would like to thank Rehan once again for giving his time. And I hope that this video will be helpful to you guys. If this video is of help to you, just share it with your friends, the other GPAT aspirants, and like the video and also subscribe to my channel. So Rehan, would you like to tell anything to students?
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you so much, Aarti, for having me here. It has been a great pleasure to
Welcome.
talk to you. There have been a lot of people who have told me about you and your channel, which is an amazing thing that you're doing. So I'd really be willing to help you in the entire process of the channel. I'll be willing to help you wherever my help is needed. And I am really glad and thankful that someone like you, someone from our fraternity, our seniors, is doing this job to enlighten the students, which is really needed in certain part of
Yeah,
the countries
actually.
where there are a lot of things which are not still penetrating. So people like you
Yeah.
are really needed in our fraternity. And thank you so much for having me here. And thank you so much for all the students. I wish them all the best and good luck.
Yeah, so yeah, Rehan, like as you have said that these things are not yet reached to many places, because as I have seen, there are many colleges where even the final year, the fourth year students of BPharm, they don't even know name of GPAT. So this is also the scenario at some places, and like I have taken one initiative for this purpose, so that every student must know like what their field is will be providing them, and what the opportunities can be served to them. So this is the step where, and the volunteers like you, the people like you, are helping me in this journey. So yeah, again, thanks a lot, and thank you so much everyone for watching this video. So with this note, I would like to end this interview, and please like this video and share it with your friends. And in case if you have any question, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Thank you. Bye. All the best for your preparation.